We've made it. The final day of the 2022 PDGA Tim Selinske U.S. Masters Disc Golf Championships. I'm Grant Zellner of the PDGA, and we'll be watching the final round of the MP40 division. We're here in the Quad Cities area, right on the border of Iowa and Illinois, at Camden 2, where we've played all rounds of this tournament thus far. There you get a look at the leaderboard, everybody in the hunt. I wouldn't even count the players that are 10 strokes back out of at least a podium finish, not given what Camden 2 has to offer, starting with hole number 1, a par 3 at 325 feet, over the deep ravine, and back up the other side to what is actually a relatively flat Circle 1 and even into the reaches of Circle 2 area around the basket.
This is our 136 tee time, MP40 division, the lead card. Congratulations, gentlemen. Currently in first place, first on the tee, 27 under par, Dutch Napier.
Dutch Napier has had the lead to himself since sometime, I believe, relatively early in round 2.
Next on the tee, tied for second at 24 under par, our defending MP40 champion, Brad Schick.
I know that Dutch had the lead by several strokes by the end of round number 2 because he shot one of the hottest rounds, if not the hottest round of the tournament. Brad Schick has been in hot pursuit ever since.
Team third, tied for second at 24 under, Alan Wagner.
Alan Wagner also has managed to not only retain his position on the lead card, but keep Dutch Napier within striking distance. He's been battling neck and neck with Brad Schick as well for several days in a row now.
And team fourth at 21 under par, Tyler Horne.
Tyler Horne new to the lead card for the final day by virtue of an excellent third round. Not a bad line if you can get fortunate around those trees. And Tyler does. Quickly now up to Allen. Little upshot, not much to work with over there on the left side. Now Brad, sort of a similar situation, but off to the right. Dutch all the way up on top. Just that close to opening his round with a birdie. Now Tyler does open his round with a birdie, the only one on the card. It's a great way to get started when you're Bob, bottom of the box. And we're off and running. Second hole, a par 3 at 225 feet. Need to negotiate this little sort of artistic formation in the middle of the fairway. Can go over it or sort of around to the right on a hyzer line. Either way, need to control speed and angle into this green because of the slope beyond the basket. It's much steeper than it appears. Of note, heavy rain overnight and through the morning. Matter of fact, groups on the course this morning had to deal with that rain. So even though the rain is no longer falling, it even looks like the sun is coming out a little bit. Definitely still dealing with wet conditions, although the course drains pretty well with these two deep creeks running through the center of it. Everybody doing a pretty good job of getting down there. Wow, Alan showing what that drop-off after the basket looks like. So Brad with the first look, about 75 feet or so away. Pretty good bid there. Maybe it was a little closer than I thought. Deep circle 2 off the front of the cage. Now Alan. Just trying to build a stance. Just about all he could do there. Tyler will putt next. Perfect start for Tyler Horne. Easy birdie for Dutch. Gets that lead to 4 over the duo of Brad Schick and Alan Wagner. Playing pretty fast. Playing pretty fast, and we're already to the third, a par 3 at 363 feet. I really enjoy this hole. I enjoyed playing this hole myself on the morning after the tournament ended. Fairway bends to the right before a left-hand finish right here. Forehand's great for hitting the gap early, and then typically perfectly thrown ones finish in the front part of the 10-meter circle, or you can go backhand, try to flex it over and let it finish back to the left. That's exactly what Tyler's trying to do. Didn't get over on it very well, though. It sort of finishes straight for him. Dutch trying to do the same thing. A lot more turn and height on this disc. Now just waiting for it to unwind. He's more or less pin high, but he's sort of down and off to the player's right. Brad now going a little lower, a little more direct. Has had some excellent drives here throughout the week. A little flaring skip. Little bush buddy right there. And he is to the front edge of the circle. Alan also has had some incredible CTPs here at the third, and we see why. Even without that tree kick, would have been well inside the 10-meter circle. So now Tyler have to come up with a stance first. Common location. Dutch. That's a terrible break there. Yeah, makes that third one virtually impossible. Dutch will drop a shot here at the third. And with that birdie, it's a 2-stroke swing, as they say. Alan Wagner in even closer for the birdie opportunity. So some real pressure beginning to build already. Brad and Allen just 2 back of Dutch. Tyler just 2 more back of Brad and Allen. And here at Camden 2 strokes and even 4 strokes. That's nothing. Things can change in a hurry thanks to, well, holes like this one. A 500-foot par 3. Players trying to land right about where this graphic shows you there's 150 feet to the pin. You can play a little safer and go straight across. Either way, you're going to be looking for this left-hand sort of alleyway up to a green that slopes from left to right, down toward that creek. The creek all the way up the length of this hole once you get over it. And it's inbounds. That's just about perfect from Brad. Now, Allen. Within about a meter of Brad. Tyler a little more straight across, actually too far inside, gets a lucky tree kick there and goes straight across. He should be able to find something from up there. Now Dutch hated it out of the hand, too straight. Spotter doing work. Little thumbs up from the spotter, found it. Dutch, sort of better than he deserved there. Now off the early tree, so Dutch playing for the likely bogey. There are worse things in life than bogey in the 4th. Hole played to a 3/4 of a stroke above par average for the field here in round number 4. Tyler had an alleyway to get to there. That might have been a good tree kick for Brad. The disc may have finished off down in the creek. And a great job from Allen. So Dutch now. Solid bid. He'll take the bogey. Tyler, disc settles right there, leaning against the tree. He'll take the bogey.
Hi, boy, Brad. Nice putt, buddy.
Brad with just an inch or two to spare before getting to the top of the basket. He'll take the par, which feels like a birdie here at the 4th.
That's how you do it.
Allen as well. Tyler eating a snack while putting out here. The lead just 1 now. Dutch Napier over Brad Schick and Alan Wagner. The 5th is a par 4, 550 feet. Players looking at this downed log as kind of a reference point Getting just over and beyond it, and preferably a bit to the right, is the optimal placement for your tee shot. Then you play right up this OB line to a basket just about 5 or 6 feet in bounds. OB line, one of only 2 here at the entire course. This looks low out of Brad's hand, probably into the log. Indeed it is. Now Allen. Nope, early tree and way off to the left. Tyler had a lot of angle on that, needed it to flip up to flat, and it does more or less. Gets a lot of carry beyond that down log too, so even though he's on the tougher left side, he's a lot closer to the basket up there. Dutch not making it to the log, but will have a decent angle. Can kind of see all the way down that out of bounds line. Just needs to carve this up there. Now get to the ground. All right, he can see the basket. Allen gets to the corner and out in the open. Oh, Brad, this looks really good. Yeah, even with that late tree kick, Brad is circle's edge at worst. Allen's got some work to do. Finally, everybody putting. Dutch little jumper. To be in the neighborhood of 80 or so feet short still. Oh, Brad, so close. Allen short as well. Tyler, thanks to that incredible drive, able to card the birdie. Everybody separated by just one throw.
He's way out of position. Like,
he's gonna have to force it though.
I don't think he can.
Think it's even possible?
It's in the impossible range.
The way Worlds ended last year, you couldn't have wrote that in a book.
After the initial reaction, I had to process.
If you don't even think it's a sport, watching this moment has to get you pumped up.
He's going to need the shot of the century.
I could sense something was about to happen.
On to the par 3-6 at 350 feet. This hole has some similarities to the third, I think it is. Also has the downed log feature, kind of like the fifth did. Hole plays pretty straight, but something that's finishing a little bit to the left. Not so bad. Can put a lot of turn on it if you want. Some players throwing something a little straighter, but something that will also fade less. See this forehand slicing over to the basket. You see there Dutch turning that disc too much and then paying the price with the ricochet all the way back across to the left. Allen, sort of the same, maybe not quite as bad a kick. Wow, deep throw in from Tyler. Forced to throw a little bit of a right bending anhyzer around a cluster of trees. And then gets it to pan out enough to settle right there in the basket. Great putt for Tyler Horne. He is really making a move. It's a solid putt there from Brad as well. Got the excellent drive and pays it off. And Dutch with the par. It's a tie at the top here in the MP40 division. Tie at the top and a tie in third as well as we make our way to the seventh, straight up the hill from a tee pad down right next to the bottom of the ravine, 250 feet. These two goalpost trees, a great reference point. If you can go between them, or assuming most are aiming between them, miss your line by just the right amount to go around the outside of either one, you can find yourself with, at worst, about a circle's edge putt. This is the play, though. Right up the middle. Backhand or forehand, it doesn't really matter. Dutch. Right into the shadow of the basket. Everybody on the dance floor. Tyler with the most work to do. But from circle's edge goes wanting. Allen. Last possible chain on the right. The disc falls down into the basket. It counts. Interesting comment there from Brad talking about how this hole, quote, stresses me out. Some of these holes that feel like must-gets sort of adds a layer of mental difficulty. Still a tie at the top. The eighth is a par 3 at 500 feet. Flat by comparison to many of the other holes here on the property. It's a 215-foot graphic right next to the short pin placement. Not a bad place to aim if you're trying to play relatively safe, or you can push it, try to get up here close enough where you can utilize one of those alleyways that gets you straight up to the basket. All of those alleyways are pretty narrow. Brad showing you can afford to flex something over. You'll have enough room for it to finish, and that's exactly what that disc does. Not a bad angle from over there on the right side. Dutch going with the one angle shot, getting the big skip off the ground. He'll have actually not too bad a look for a long birdie bid, depending on how obstructed he is. Allen a little too inside there. Over there on the left, that can be very challenging. I know. I was there myself. Tyler up the left too, but gets kind of a fortunate kick. He's at least out in the open. Very short though. Look at this, can't even see the basket. Beautiful controlled standstill hyzer. Gives him a long opportunity to save the par. Now Allen got a little gap to work with there. Probably playing for bogey. Bold bid there from Dutch. Look at that. Long putt. Saving the par. We run it back. Little stepper. Probably would have fallen into the bottom of the basket without the benefit of those chains. Well done, Alan Wagner. And a good solid par save there from Dutch.
Chris Tatar looking confident early. That is now 8 straight birdies.
Chris has nothing to lose.
Tatar from the circle's edge for birdie. Punctuation mark on a dominant week in Emporia. Chris Tatar, for the first time since 2004, a European champion at the Worlds.
The ninth is a 250-foot par 3, an opportunity for ace runs, but not without its dangers. Anything that doesn't make this gap could wind up just about anywhere on either the right or the left. If you do get up to the basket, gotta control that speed. Look at this drop off beyond. Even short putts from above the basket can wind up 45 feet past, and that's without a rollaway. That's just because of the lay of the land. Brad is a little short, a little off to the left. Dutch. I can almost assure you Dutch didn't throw many practice shots from where that tee shot wound up. Allen, pretty good way down the fairway before his tree kick. It seems like everyone's got to take a turn for one. Beautiful. Tyler Horne with one of the best drives we've seen all week here at the 9th. I believe that's Dutch's second, so that's his third? Oh dear. Change coming to the leaderboard. Wow. From where he was, Dutch saving the bogey here at the 9th. That is a big time effort. And that's not so bad from Brad to get a par. Long putt for the par. Deadly drop off beyond the basket from that angle. Good job there. Tyler. Just like back at the first. Picking up strokes on folks here. The only birdie on the lead card here at the 9th. Just that easy. We wrap up the opening 9. A new leader at the top. Brad Schick by 1 over Dutch. By 1 over Allen. Things happening. And they will continue into the back 9 here at the 2022 Tim Selinske U.S. Masters Championships. I'm Grant Zellner, and I'll see you right back here on YouTube, here on the PDGA's channel, for the back 9. The final 9 of this championship in the MP40 division. Stay tuned.